a really intelligent strategy for blah, blah, blah. It just has consequences. That's a whole lot less telling and shaming than even using the word behaviors. I don't think I've used that word in 10 years, 15 years of like, I considered everything a strategy to seek safety when there wasn't true safety, like a faux sense, as a sense of not so much actual real safety, but at least a break from the threat. That's what, thoughts, sensations with food are. So our co-regulation, I'll go ahead and do the next slide, please. So the concept, next one. All right. Just so everybody can read it as I share my ad-libs in there. Alrighty.
Do you want me to go?
That's okay.
One.
Yeah, go back one, because we had a longer one. The Ariel Schwartz one would be good.
That one?
Yeah.
No, hang on. Sorry, everyone.
Zoom does what it wants with slides sometimes, so it likes to go a little faster than our pace wants to go.
Yeah. So that's the next one.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so we want to talk about co-regulation as an anchor. So where we have the ability to be here, I guess, for lack of a word, be here now with each other, but also be able to be flexible and to move, but to have something so like to feel solid inside. And co-regulation offers ourselves. So we want to be thinking about, as the weeks go on, we'll talk more about again in the other sessions, but what offers us an anchor and why is that important? So we had earlier the picture of the kangaroo hugging. We had the nature scene. We have, of course, all the animal videos. We want to remind you that our systems are wired to connect. We want to be very clear what we want to be anchored and connected to. And the reason for that is our healthy homeostasis. When we are more in ventral, when we're more, most of the time, when we're co-regulating with safe others and we co-regulate with everything, by the way, which is Fiona and I are doing that. I do it with the dog sitting here beside me, even though I'm not talking to him. I know he's there. I can look out the window in nature. That's a co-regulatory anchor for me. So we also always want to be thinking about what gives us something to resource to and why that's important. Homeostasis means, our systems are working the best they can with the bodies we have and the experiences we've had. Self-regulation. Again, it takes thousands and thousands of experiences of co-regulation with a safe other or a safe object to feel like I can basically self-soothe. That's what that means. We can connect to ourselves, with the world, our spiritual life. Those are like quicker go-tos than the desire to fix or to be right. We can be more in the moment, tune out distractions. Pop-ups and all the things that happen. We can be in our space with our clients like, that's not happen. We don't get flustered by that. We're more able to that happened and come back, like Fiona was saying earlier. When we have more anchors and we practice co-regulation in our own personal lives, we are more resourced and resourceful. And sometimes in life, the ideal isn't possible. Like I think somebody mentioned earlier about postnatal fatigue. It's like, there's only so good it can get for a while until that baby can sleep more. We can accept that and get the support we can where we can, but knowing that we're doing the best we can with the resources we have. And our clients go through this all the time, and it would be ideal if you had a meal session every day, but we're going to use the best resources we can to keep regulating. So again, being able to reach out. We can problem solve our options. These are all things in our window of tolerance. We have more hope and faith that our clients are going to get better, that we can help them. Again, we can cultivate more compassion and self-compassion, and it helps us be more resilient and flexible. So we have fight or flight here, and our freeze or freeze down here, and our window is created with co-regulation. So no matter what, where we come in, we can grow that window basically with co-regulation. And we want to work on that in our day-to-day with how we set up our office spaces, which we'll talk about later. How we set up our office spaces, how we do our timing, how we do our pacing. All those things help very much with what we're how we're co-regulating ourselves, and eventually how we help our clients create a ventral vagal as well. So, all right. Oh, boundary work is fantastic. I just caught that. So yeah, we can talk more about that. But without boundaries, and actually your nervous system can tell you about your boundaries. Are you overbounded or underbounded? You know, see what that feels like in sessions with certain kinds of people. You'll know based on what you tried to give up for them to be happy, be less scared. Overbounded means like if you're more fighty with your boundaries, we'll be curious about that. Are they taking more? Or does this remind you of something else from your past? Those are things to be curious about. You know, how old is that fight? So reflection here for us is, what does your nervous system need before, during, and after sessions to be more at home and have something to anchor to? And to have an anchor actually there for you. So again, what are some things that we talked about? Just some of the images you've seen today, some of the little bits of examples we've given to help you co-regulate to basically safety, neutral, good enough, nourishing. So anybody can share their goodies that everybody else can be like, oh yeah, that's good for me. I love that. I forgot about that. Resting, eating enough, of course. Yeah, basics. Very good. That's the basics. Yeah. Sleep, of course. Breath work, debriefing, yeah, connecting, good. Pause. Walk. Animals all lay on the floor. If you don't all lay on the floor yet, you should take up that practice. Lay on the floor. Naps. Yoga. Good. Breaks. And even taking breaks with a lot of intention. Yeah, wiggling around. Good. I like that one. It's good. Looking outside. Getting fresh air. Perfect. Yeah. None of us, yeah. Good, I love that. The warmth is enough of a co-regulation, whether you drink it or not. Just holding that warmth is enough to feel like that teaches your nervous system, oh, there's something here for me. Oh, plants. Yep, movement time before and after sessions. Good meals, laughter, good, yeah. Yeah. Heat, there you go. Heat on your kidneys, heat on your neck, on your back, on your belly, your midline, wherever you feel like you need something there for you to anchor. It'd be really good. Mm-hmm. So most proprioception with the weighted blanket, good. Fresh air. Not checking, check. There you go, good. Yeah. You lost some really good strategies. These are good. Very good. Yep. Plants, heat, sunshine. Good. And to notice what that feels like inside is the next place to play with your pet rats. That's a new one, but okay. Love it. Yeah. Swimming. Really good. Good. All right. So as we wrap up here, we have a little bit of a quote for you. I'll go ahead and read it. That way you all can just sit back. I'll read it to you, and we have one more video for you. So one of the variables that deserves our consideration in our clients' relational orientation towards themselves and others. So in recent years, through his study of polyvagal, Stephen Porges, who we've been talking about, has added to our understanding that what constitutes safety in relationship. During times of relative safety, I love the word relative, because Fiona said last week, there's no such thing as 100% safety. Our favorite people are going to disappoint us sometimes, or frustrate us, or not be on time, or all the things. So it's important. But our ventral vagal still works. Our social engagement is dominant, helping us to engage and connect successfully with ourselves and others. However, once our nervous system acknowledges threat or danger, we leave that safety behind. We are going to do it. And we're governed instead by our survival systems, both sympathetic and dorsal. And Porges believes, and other experts agree, that safety is the treatment for trauma and its overwhelming circumstances. And I'll add English words in here too, but fear, anxiety, distrust, pain, atypical system for problems, attachment problems, depression, all kinds of difficulties. So our clients who have trauma around body size, around being forced to eat, about being told how they should eat, or eat less, or don't reach for that, or that's too much for you, or you're taking up too much space, they're going to come to us already in this place of like not